So here, hello and welcome. I want to show this Ajani Brawl deck that I put together here. I've been wanting to play with Ajani in Standard for a while, but I haven't found anything that quite worked for what I wanted to do with him. So I decided to put together a Brawl deck with him. I've been very much enjoying Brawl. This isn't my first Brawl deck that I tried out. I tried out a couple other ones. Got my 5 wins with an actual Aurelia Boros build. But this one I had a lot more fun playing with, so I thought I'd do a quick video on. So Ajani the Great-Hearted is my commander here. Giving everything vigilance, throwing counters on stuff, and I just really kind of built the deck around, getting counters on stuff type of theme for the most part. Along with just a couple other random things thrown in. So, in addition to Ajani, I also have Nissa, one of the best green planeswalkers, one of the best planeswalkers in Standard or Brawl right now. The Wanderer to help get rid of creatures and give me some hex proof for those Torbran matchups, those which seem to be all over Brawl. Then I also have a Gideon in here. Where's my Gideon at? I know. Well, for my final Planeswalker of the deck, there he is. So I'm also running Gideon in the deck as well. In addition, I got Giant Killer in here just for removal, Healer's Hawk, Flying, Lifelink, Gilded Goose for some ramp, Pelt Collector gets counters when he comes in or when other things come in. Gird for Battle throws counters on stuff. The Pride Mate gets counters. Grateful Apparition to proliferate. Hushbringer, just a super good card, shuts down a lot of stuff, threw it in there. Growth Chamber Guardian you can give counters to. Same thing with Incubation Druid. Barkhide Troll gets counters. When he comes into the battlefield, Amara fits the color scheme and it's a good card, so I threw it in there. Watley's Raptor to help to proliferate. Some pacifism, take vengeance to slow stuff down. Evolution Sage for proliferate. Yorvo comes in with counters. Ledev fixed the color scheme. I had an extra spot, so I threw him in. Luminous Bonds to shut stuff down. Mesa the Valiant's a really cool card. Definitely won me one of my matches for sure. Fun card. Prison Realm, Unbreakable. I already showed you Gideon. Pledge of Unity, throw counters on stuff. March to go wide. Questing Beast because I'm playing green, so why not have it in there? Shifting Ceratops to help those matchups that have blue in their color type. Oakum to help me get bigger. Conclave for removal. God Eternal Oketra, a lot of creatures. Why not create more creatures with tokens? Tristani again to help me get big. And then Great Hinge for counters and card draw. Sorry, I ran through that real quick. I'm trying not to make it a super long video. Here's some of the lands I've got in there. Yeah, so I've only done included one match because almost every match I've done has gone relatively long, so this was one of the actual shorter matches, which is why I'm including the video. I didn't want the video to go crazy long, but just more show you the deck and show you one of the matches on how it played. So in this match, actually, Hushbringer pays off time and time again and really helps keep them from getting a lot of the value at a lot of their cards, which was awesome for me. A lot of the cards that they were playing had enter the battlefield triggers. So probably one of the MVPs of the match here was the Hushbringer. As things kind of get started here, I'll tell you, I've seen a lot of cool decks in the Brawl so far. I've seen some Nicol Bolas as a commander. I've seen all of the Brawl Precon commanders except for the knight. I've seen just a ton of really cool stuff out there. Lots of Domri, lots of mono red with Tobrin, and but yeah. My first brawl deck that I built was with Aurelia, just because I threw something together, and I like the Boros colors a lot. Didn't have a ton of synergy in the deck, but I did pretty decent with it. I got my 5 wins with it. I lost 4 matches along the way. This deck I have a little bit better win rate. I'm 4-2 with it. Um, but yeah, here I'll just kind of talk through the match a little bit and share some other thoughts as we go through it. So obviously Oko coming down, I was like, oh boy, here we go. Luckily they didn't have Oko as their commander, which, I don't know, even if they would have, I guess I haven't seen Oko be as big of a problem as what I expected it to be in Brawl. So at least there's that. There you see the Hushbringer shutting down the ETB. But yeah, so obviously here I'm got 2 flyers. I'm trying to go after Oko as quickly as I can, put as much pressure on Oko before he becomes a problem. They decided to go with the no blocks, which is cool. I definitely love the vigilance piece of Ajani. Allows me to get in those attacks and still keep my guys back to block if necessary. The funny thing is with the Hushbringer, it totally shuts down Tolsamir's ETB as well. So essentially it's a 5-mana 3/3. Not the best thing in the world, but you'll see me throw it down here a little later in the game and not really get any of the value from it, but I had it in my hand, so I still ended up wanting to use it. So here they double up on the questing beast, which I was like, oh, that's not good. So I do end up sacking Yorvo, or blocking with Yorvo to take out the 5/5 questing beast. And then I think a turn or two later, I get the other questing beast as well. Yeah, I lost my commander here, but I've got a ton of land in my hand. I wasn't too worried about it. One of the cool thing about Brawl, yeah, you get taxed on it, but the ability to recast your stuff is super cool. So here I just throw down Tolsamir after getting rid of the Oko. I think I get rid of throw down Tolsamir. I can't 100% remember. I should have attacked with both creatures because I wasn't going to block with either of them. Or actually, no. I do end up blocking with both my Goose and I think Tolsamir in this situation. Hushbringer just shutting everything down. But yeah, if I remember correctly, I think I do end up blocking with the Goose and with Tolsamir in this situation. Or no, I think, yeah. Maybe it's on the next turn, but I know I end up losing 2 creatures to take out the questing beast. Well, I couldn't. I guess it couldn't have been that turn because I couldn't block with the Goose with only the 2 power there. So I'm pretty sure after I beef everything up with another +1/+1 counter. And here I definitely should have attacked with both flyers because they do have vigilance. Um, just a miss on my part. Now here I wasn't expecting them to throw away their questing beast. So when they decided to attack with it, I assumed they had some way of pumping it up or something. So just to help ensure that I killed it, I did end up throwing both the goose and Tolsimer at it. You know, ended up probably a mistake on my part, but um, I just wanted to be sure that I killed it in case they did, I don't know, pump it up a couple spots. And as you can see, every creature they're bringing in, um, Hushbringer is just shutting down those ETBs. I know I said it a couple of times, but it probably just really hosed their deck that they didn't have some form of removal or bounce effect to get that Hushbringer out of the way. And here I just throw down the Ranger just as another blocker in case I need him. I wanted to keep my Ajani on the field, and really my hope here was to um, get out the March pretty soon and then pump everything with counters with Ajani um, to get I'd get a decent amount of uh, tokens out through March. And a lot of times, like even though Hushbringer was shutting down the triggers, I was still looking to see, okay, what would have happened in those situations. So I think pretty soon is when I get out the March. So here I get it, but I keep the Hushbringer back as a blocker. I didn't want them killing my Ajani with their flyers. So I didn't include it in my payment for the March. Biogenic Ooze. Cool card. I've seen it in, obviously most of you probably know what it's all about. But here, I pull on Unbreakable. I throw out the champion, and then I do the Unbreakable formation. And I was about to pump one more time with Ajani and just swing. Everything has indestructible, and they did, yeah. They called it good there. And I've had some other really fun matches. I had one where one of my favorite matches I've played with this deck, someone had a Ronus as their commander. It was a really long match, but it was super fun. I ended up pulling out the victory at the end after a long stalemate. Yeah, here's one last look at the deck. Obviously, nothing special, but one of my favorite one that I've played with so far. And super enjoying the Brawl format so far. It's really fun to do something different. Play with a lot of cards I normally wouldn't play with. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.